So today we're on the Johns Meadow Trail in San Bernardino National Forest. We're hiking to Manzanita Springs, I believe, which intersects with the San Bernardino Peak Trail. So this is still the end of May 2020, and this hike should be about 10 miles with an elevation of, I think it's 2100. Probably one of my top 10 hikes. So pretty. I try to do this hike once a year. Not all the way to Manzanita Springs, but at least to the creek. But it's super pretty. Lots of trees. You can still hear the cars, but that will fade here pretty soon. Found our first snow up in the mountains, which means there's going to be water in the creek. This trail is mostly up, but there's a lot of flat spots to recover from the uphill, the elevation. So it's a really nice trail. I've done a video on Johns Meadow to the creek, and I believe that's Forsee Creek. So I'm not taping too much of the first portion of this hike because I've already done a video on it. So if you want to see that, go look up my video on Johns Meadow. The second half of this hike is to the Manzanita Springs. So made it to the creek. Plenty of water. Oh, this is just beautiful. See if I can get a little bit of this on this trail. So we've made it to the other side of Forsee Creek. And we've got a couple miles to Manzanita. So this side's a little bit more overgrown because it's not used very often. So we just stopped for a break. I was getting overheated. Whew. Feel better now. We've done 4.4 miles, 11, almost 1200 elevation, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we don't have a whole lot further to go. Another log to cross. We are here. Lumber Pine, San Bernardino Creek Trail that way. We just came from Johns Meadow. Columbine is this way. And there's Inland Empire down there. Wrightwood out there. The trail back down to the trailhead to San Bernardino Peak Trail. The infamous wheelbarrow. Okay, so we're headed back down the hill, and we're at 3 hours and 43 minutes, 1800 elevation, almost, it says 5.9 miles right now. So here we go. Such a pretty hike. Now, I didn't take a whole lot of pictures coming up the hill, and a whole lot of video coming up the hill because it was so steep. Had a hard time catching my breath. So I'll do a little bit more video so you can see a little bit more of the trail. Down we go. And then we're going to probably have to climb out of here again. We met a volunteer today who was assessing the trail, and he's going to come back Saturday and clean up all these down trees and all the trees that we've been walking over. Pretty cool. We have people that like to do that kind of stuff. We had to take a couple of breaks on the way up because I was getting overheated. I brought a bandana and I wet it in the creek to help keep me cool, but because this elevation was so high, or steep I should say, we had to take a couple of breaks so I could cool down, so I could make it to the top. Oh, in the shade, it's just so cool. When we hit those sections that's exposed and walking over those granite trails. It's pretty warm. Look at these views. And the trail. The views. This is a good break spot to have a snack stop. Maybe sounds better. Snack stop. We're almost back to Johns Meadow. All right, so we're headed back across Forsee Creek. Just came up this side of Forsee Creek. It's all uphill, and now we just made the turn to head across these mountains here, back to the car. We should have some decent shade, and mostly downhill, our favorite. Alrighty, so we made it back from Manzanita. We're told it's called Manzanita Flats. So you can see there's plenty of parking here. Plenty of parking, no bathrooms. But plenty of forest for that.